Hello, Val. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, this is actually our first time you see. So we probably have to start it all over again. And yeah, just to make sure this is a complete, episode for us to roll out tomorrow. So, right, some network issues here because seems like our host has some unstable network connection. So, yeah, so we're here. Right, so we have to start it all over again and starting for now. So, right, I am Justin and I'll be the host tonight. So it's actually my honor to be here together with Val, the marketing lead at 4EVERLAND. And yeah, this is our first time using Twitter Space to do Force Up and Day. Hope you like it. And but as usual, this Twitter Space AMA will be recorded and will be live streamed across platforms. So all of our audiences can access today's session elsewhere. And as we all know, we currently are, in a deep bear market. So probably much crueler than ever. And most of the token prices and transactions have fallen approximately by 40 to even 70% from the peak. However, the development activities continue to be quite active. According to the latest statistics, the spring of Web2 application-based startups may have arrived quietly. Moving from Web 2 to Web 3 is undeniably the big trend ahead of us. So how to gain more innovations in Web 3 and how to onboard more users from Web 2 are some of those questions that are worth thinking of. So tonight, we are very glad to have our old friend 4EVERLAND. By using 4EVERLAND, you can easily and efficiently build Web 3 applications, offering a smooth transition from Web 2 to Web 3. And in the last quarter of the year, 4EVERLAND launched its most important project, MSP1, short for Monthly Star Project Phase 1, an event co-hosted by the traditional cloud service giant AWS. The goal of having this project is to provide resources to support developers, startups, and projects that are at a rather early stage. And the support includes, but is not limited to funding, products, and community operations, etc. So tonight's AMA is all about 4EVERLAND and MSP1. And we've prepared several questions for Val. And to echo the topic, better project, better Web3. So I believe they probably have a lot of the newcomers. They probably have new followers coming into this Twitter space tonight. So how about we just starting from a brief introduction of 4EVERLAND. So all of our audiences across platforms can have a better understanding of what is 4EVERLAND and what you guys are doing. And they can probably, they might be one of your users, they might be developers flooding into your platform. So Val, what is 4EVERLAND? So would you like briefly introduce the project you're building right now?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, thank you for the introduction. And you just presented the current market stage, and I think that's really what it is. And although there is a bear market right now, we still see how many development teams keep building. So, and among them, of course, 4EVERLAND. And 4EVERLAND is a Web3 cloud computing platform, which is helping developers with decentralized storage. We are providing IPFS storage, Arweave storage, ICP, and we are helping developers to make smooth leap from Web 2 to Web 3. Therefore, we're trying to become the infrastructure solution for thousands of applications and development teams. So our aim is to help industry, and we are doing that. And it seems that we've been doing that pretty good because just yesterday, had a news that Binance actually listed us among Web3 projects that are, like they're posting some maps of Web3 projects, and we were among them. And yeah, so already partnered with lots of well-known teams such as Snapshot, LensTube, and yeah, keep building, keep this industry developing. So yeah, this is what 4EVERLAND is right
now. Okay, cool. Yeah, congratulations to be involved in the map that published by Binance. And I actually saw it the other day, on your Twitter, 4EVERLAND, that So once again, congratulations. And I think 4EVERLAND is building for, it's definitely have a rapid growth over the past months. And this is actually not our first encounter since last time. And I don't remember you actually, 4EVERLAND is involved in our Web3 Infinity Hackathon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, so how's that experience? So, could you share a little bit about your like the previous experience and being involved in the 2022 Web3 Infinity Hackathon? This is actually, I would say, the biggest ever, community-driven hackathon that's been held recently. So, how's your personal experience being involved?
Well, that's really exciting because actually all hackathons we are taking part in is additional reason why to build, why to continue building. So this hackathon are also the same. It makes us advance our project, advance the number, implement some features that do not exist on the market right now. So yeah, in terms of advancing our product is a really good example. And as I said, and just want to highlight it one more time, we use all these hackathons organized by different projects, like an opportunity to get some feedback from organizers to get the feedback what should be maybe tuned, maybe fixed, maybe upgraded, and then we receive all this feedback, get the feedback from developers that we are working right now with, that we are providing storage to, and then we keep building, keep developing our platform. So yeah, all these opportunities are really important for us and important for the product development.
Yeah, cool. So if we're holding another hackathon, yeah, I mean, it's very likely to happen next year. We're going to have another hackathon. So I believe you guys are still interested in joining in, right?
Sure.
Cool. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we have actually cooperated many times, and we first met back in 2021. So a year from now, we heard a lot of good news about the development of your projects. So I want to know what will the next stage be like for 4EVERLAND?
Mm-hmm. So if we are talking about the next stages, maybe it should be important to mention what changes there were just happened in this year. So during that year, actually, we launched. So we right now we have two working services. Sorry, this is 4EVERLAND hosting, which is I'm sorry. Just 4EVERLAND hosting, which is a service which is helping developers host their product, decentralize the product, and make sure that this product would become censorship resistant, mutable, be deployed on IPFS on Arweave. But addition to that, we also launched another product which is called 4EVERLAND Bucket. And Bucket works as AWS S3, but for Web3. So developers and even ordinary users, they can upload their files, store the files on Arweave, on IPFS, and use that. Use cases are extremely different. It depends on the particular sphere of operating for the product or for developer needs, but it's almost the same like AWS S3. Providing storage to developers, and they can use that for their product. So, and with these two services, we are at this stage we are helping developers, as I said, move smoothly from Web 2 to Web 3, and in the future we are planning to open source upper layer, application layer, in order to make more developers come to 4EVERLAND, use 4EVERLAND as their infrastructure base, and build more commercial products, more commercial applications. This is what we see extremely important for us, because we want to contribute to the whole industry. We want more developers, more building teams, more development teams earn their own money, but use 4EVERLAND as a tool for that. And also we are thinking of implementing more, like doing some integrations and implementing more public chains such as, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, and so on and so forth, in order to make developers stay with the blockchain they are used to, not to make them like change the blockchain they are not used to, and let them stay with the most they prefer, and therefore realize into blockchain communication, which has already been realized in 4EVERLAND, but like continue with that. But these plans are like concrete steps that should be taken. But like talking in general, we look into advancing our product, as I said already, and this is why we are taking part in all hackathons and all in all the activities that are organized by other projects, just in order to encourage some development teams and so on and so forth. So the reason is to develop our product, continue building it, especially right now during the bear market cycle. All the teams are putting stress on building. It becomes trend, and of course, 4EVERLAND team doesn't want to shy away from this trend. We keep building and keep advancing our product. Build more partnerships with other well-known projects, and and just become more influential in terms of marketing, for sure.
Yeah. That sounds very cool because, from my personal opinions, attending a lot of hackathons worldwide is definitely a good opportunity for you to create a lot of exposure and to be, as you said, is to create some influence, worldwide in the blockchain industry. Not only like retain in like a Filecoin or a PFS ecosystem, but like a more broaden an ecosystem like Ethereum. You're gonna onboard a lot of developers for different public chains. For example, Ethereum, and probably in the near future, there are actually a lot of newly emerging public chains that are coming this year or maybe later this year. This is actually a good opportunities to get to know each other on different hackathons. And hearing this plan, I'm feeling kind of excited because 4EVERLAND is making definitely growing bigger and bigger, and they onboard a lot of developers across chains. And yeah, this is definitely something sounds quite exciting. So you do have the plan to just broaden your kind of scope, not only on IPFS, but have a much broader grasp towards other products, other ecosystems. So I believe during the process of attending different kinds of hackathons, you must have already gained some attractions or some attention from VCs. I don't know if I know it right or wrong. So is it true, during attending those kind of activities, those kind of hackathons, your public awareness, did you have grabbed their attention from different benches?
Yeah, for sure.
So they're definitely helping you building your product.
Yeah, for sure. That's how this industry works. So you're becoming more well known in the industry, and then some investors are looking to, they are trying to find your contacts in order to reach out to you and say, hey, you got a pretty good product. How can we talk? How could we invest in you? And this is the story which is actually true for 4EVERLAND, because we've got several cases like that. Of course, I don't want to to name the products, but they do exist. Yeah, they do exist, and there are several of them.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's talk about MSP1. So what is your view towards a monthly star project one? We know it beforehand that the project is co-hosted by both 4EVERLAND and Web2 cloud service giant AWS. So how did you meet each other at the first place, and what is the original intention of holding such project?
Yeah, so monthly star project is an activity which was launched by 4EVERLAND and AWS, as you mentioned, and it's our like the newest activity that we have not, the type of activity we have not launched yet. So the main reason, you have already mentioned it, is to support developers, is to support developing teams, projects with resources that we could provide for them, and resources not only like from marketing side of the things, but also like real resources, like provide them with some financial support, with infrastructure, with and therefore we talk to partners, got a lot of partners for this activity, and we like negotiated and with them, and got this plan, which is called monthly sub project. So generally speaking, it is an activity for developers, which would be divided into three past seasons. It would go until the 21st of January. So each month there would be one project which would be called like multi-star project, and this particular project would receive the funds, the storage, the resources of 4EVERLAND and also our partners. Because through evaluation we receive, right now we are receiving lots of applications. We look them through, evaluate them, understand whether it's reasonable to work with some particular projects, whether their projects are promising, and so on and so forth. And through this procedure, we are choosing the one which just one particular project which would become like a winner of this month. And as for AWS, we actually had connections with them, and just connected with them with this idea. It seems that they liked that, and therefore we started partnering in these terms. And therefore, together with AWS as 4EVERLAND, we are providing developers with with resources, with storage, and that's pretty good, I think. So yeah, this is roughly how monthly sub project looks like. Is just once again, it's a project to support developers and to contribute to the industry, because even during bear market, we should put stress on building. And apart from even supporting, like practical supporting of project, we also want to bring to the industry the idea that even during harsh times, it's possible to build, and it's possible to get some resources. It's possible to get some base to build your project on. So maybe this is the idea we want to bring to the industry, and with that idea, we are contributing to the Web3.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds cool. So, so would you like to share a little bit your expectations for the MSP1 program? So, and in the the actual process of selecting different kind of projects, what are the criteria, and what kind of projects do you prefer?
Talking about expectations, we expect teams that with promising products, and we would like to. I think the whole industry, not even 4EVERLAND team, but the whole industry likes projects with utility. So the products that would exist, that would bring something new to the industry, that would not only create something that already exists on the market, but create something that is new, is helpful to the industry, and with new technology change change the markets, or at least bring market something that is new. So yes, these expectations from multi-sub project, and we expect new stars. We expect new projects, new developing teams to reach out to us, and to receive the support.
Oh, cool. So yeah, you mentioned that it's better be the projects have a lot of like cutting edge technologies, some game changing technologies. But I think this is most of the cases in this blockchain industry, because I think blockchain industry nowadays all have a lot of emerging projects. They always come with new ideas, new technologies that we have never met before. So that's the cool thing of building projects in the blockchain industry. So yeah, that sounds very cool. It sounds very cool to, I think it's going to be a very interesting experience. I don't know, because I'm not, personally, I'm not a full-time developer. So I guess, I assume that in the process of selecting for head of projects, it might be a kind of joy, finding a project doing something that you have never known before. And another one is probably doing something it's kind of game changing. So I don't know if you have the kind of same feelings. I don't know. I'm just assume that it could happen in the process, or maybe you could say it could be kind of struggling because all the projects are kind of good, it's kind of decent. So it's really hard for you to make some kind of choices.
Well, just want to elaborate on I like the thought of blockchain, that it is a cutting edge technology. Yes, for sure, it is. But how do you say? It is a cutting edge technology, but I think at this stage of development is really important to understand what kind of utility this brings to us, how it could be used, whether it's only for some speculations, whether it's only for storing, some. Well, how do you say, some pictures, some NFTs, all the stuff, or it is something even more. So through such activities like multi-step project, we want to like this ultimate maybe goal, maybe aim for, not even for us, I think for everyone, every party who, or every company which runs a kind of hackathon or any kind of similar activities. I think everyone wants the industry to become more more useful for, and more mass adopted for developers, for users, for Web2 industry. I think it's extremely important for us at this moment. So yeah, of course, there are lots of interesting projects, and as you mentioned, for sure, it's extremely difficult to choose. But we we work hard and do our best to choose the best project that that exists and that takes part in multi-sub project.
Yeah, I agree. So right now at the moment, probably the utility comes first, and it should be the project that should be compatible with a lot of different domains. The more compatible it is, it's more likely to be more accessible to the general public. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. So let's talk about AWS. So when working with a traditional cloud service provider, such as AWS, you're currently cooperating with, what are the most significant differences between them and a Web3 cloud service provider that you're familiar with? Probably you should start it from a non-technical aspect.
Okay, I'll try and make it simple. So when we are working with centralized storage like AWS or any other, we are storing our files on a centralized like provider of storage. So what it means physically, it means that our files are stored on a server somewhere on the earth, and the company which runs all these services, it has the full control of this data. So if they decide, if this company decides to do something with your data, for instance, delete it or sell it, or just anything that it could be that could be done with your data, it could do actually. For sure, these things are not really, they are quite seldom, but still they happen sometimes. So apart from this scheme, like the scheme of centralized, like centrally governed storages, there's an alternative of IPFS, of RWIF, of ICP. When your data is not stored somewhere particular on the place, I mean, somewhere in Ireland or somewhere, in Canada or anywhere. Yeah, it is stored on machines, on services, on computers, like generally speaking, on machines. But the number of this machine is huge, like millions of machines. So it is distributed. And when you are going to download the file, you are not downloading from one particular place, but you are downloading from lots of nodes. And this is the main difference, like generally speaking. So it is not, government is not ruled, is not controlled by a particular institution, by a particular company, but particular person. Instead of it, it's so like with decentralization, actually, you receive the ability to control your data. In fact, so nobody could sell it, nobody could delete it, nobody could change it. All this you have the proof that this is your data. So or just maybe let's imagine there's a file here. It was uploaded to IPFS. So we know for sure that it was uploaded. Then like we get particular data, we get particular time, we get particular person like machine or something which has uploaded it. So all this information exists and it cannot be changed. It cannot be replaced or something, which can be with centralized services. And I think the best example to explain the difference, if we look at NFT industry, I always bring this example to the studio when we are discussing the difference between centralized and decentralized storages, because I think this example is really easy to understand and quite easily could like make you understand why it is important. So, for instance, you've got a collection, NFT collection, and all the metadata. By metadata, I mean you got NFT, and it works like a box with some content. So this content is actually called metadata. So this metadata, if it is stored on centralized server, it could be deleted, it could be remained, it could be just be vanished. And if you are trying, if you will try to sell the NFT with metadata which was deleted or controlled or just anything, the possibility that you will sell it is pretty low, because there was really cool case with one NFT artist. I don't remember his name, but he stored all metadata on the centralized server, and then he changed. So he stayed the person who still had control of this old metadata. Therefore, once he decided to make some fun from that, so he changed all NFTs with images of carpets. So his collection became like collection of carpets, and of course the value of this collection dropped because. So imagine just you bought NFT and you want to flip it, but suddenly it was the value of it just vanished. Was just vanished. So what to do? Just there's a huge problem with that when you are trying to store all the metadata on centralized server, and it's completely different when you are storing the files on IPFS, on RWIF, because if it once stored on IPFS, it won't be changed, because the owner of this NFT and the creator of this NFT, this person does not have any opportunity to change the the CID, the content ID of IPFS. So this picture would exist in this NFT and it would stay with that NFT for extremely long time. So I think this is a brilliant example which gives us like understanding of why it is important. So it's not like hyping trend or any kind of trendy stuff, but it's more about technical necessity from Web3 industry, and this is what we are bringing to the industry, to Web3.
Yeah, definitely agree. It's more about the decentralization of the storage. So it's being distributed elsewhere. It's been stored elsewhere in different parts of the world, and the data once uploaded on chain, there can never be erased. They can always find them on chain. So that's, you mentioned the necessity for the development of the blockchain industry. Well, that's cool. So finally, let's talk about the future. We might, discuss something, some outlook of the industry. So what do you think of the future development of those traditional cloud services, including cloud computing and cloud storage? Will they always take the lead, even in the future?
In my mind, at this stage, of course, traditional cloud computing providers services, they would stay for, they are taking the lead for sure at this stage, because lots of, even in the Web3 industry, lots of people still do not understand, and not even understand, but do not even like there were lots of cases when projects were gone because they were hosted on decentralized storage. So even people know that it's better to decentralize the projects in order to obey, in order to shy away from any kind of maybe team problems, maybe someone who can overtake the project and so on and so forth. But they do not do that because of, I don't know, maybe kind of irresponsible behavior, I think. But if we are talking about the future, I think the model of cloud computing, of traditional cloud computing and untraditional cloud computing, would be the coexistence of both types of storages, because with the development of technology, the necessity of decentralized storage would arise. But it doesn't mean that everything should be decentralized. Like, for instance, some data, there is no necessity to decentralize some data. Some data that would be used only one time for a particular reason, and that is not, so there is no any sense in decentralizing that, in storing that data for quite a long period of time. For instance, if you are taking pictures of like thousands of pictures of streets, of people, of any objects, in order to teach your ML, for instance, or even like roads, or anything, any objects on the earth. There's no need to store all this data, all the pictures, like petabytes of pictures on decentralized storage. There's no sense in that. So therefore, for this particular case, cloud computing, traditional cloud computing services, they would stay, and they would help to store all these data, because all this data, so there's no need to decentralize that. There's only the necessity to use this data to teach ML and then delete all this stuff, and that's all. But if we are talking about information that should be stored for longer period, which should be that should have some ability to prove that this information is a piece of information that belongs to this institution or this person, or there's a necessity for this information to get some features to say like this information was transferred from this person, institution, or something like this. So if we do need some more options with that information and store this information for a longer period of time, if we are going to use this information, maybe this is more a place for untraditional cloud computing services like 4EVERLAND provides. So once again, if we are talking about Web3 industry, and right now about NFTs, I think a really cool example with them because like IPFS was created in 2014, and when it was created, probably some folks even like said, okay, we've got decentralized storage. What should we do with that? So what kind of information should be decentralized? And so it existed, okay, but how to use that? What should be used for? But then 2021, boom, NFT industry becomes extremely hot. Everyone says NFT, 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 but nobody knows what it is. And then suddenly it appears that this technology, which was created in 2014, becomes extremely important because it prevents any scammers from doing some scam NFTs. It prevents some artists from selling scamming collections and all the stuff. So it provides utility. So this is how technology works. So we at this moment I'm sure that we do not know all use cases of decentralized storage that would be in several years, because every new step of technology, of how it evolves, it creates some new. So we can, it's like looking at the horizon line. Yes, you cannot see what was there after these horizon lines. It's the same with technology. We do not know what would be with next step of technology development, what kind of use cases that would be. So like nobody could even imagine that NFT would become so hot, so trendy stuff in 2014, although NFT as like non-fungible token, it existed even since 2012. So I think we would see coexistence of traditional platforms, of non-traditional platforms, and see the rise of use cases for decentralization. Because it seems that more and more projects prefer go decentralized, and and this is the kind of trend that becomes more and more more and more important in the industry.
Yeah, that's right. Totally agree. So it seems like a lot of great technology that comes ahead, like years ahead of the real use cases, like emerge in a shortly in near future. Just like the IPFS firstly started in 2014, and then like recent years we have NFT, and it's becoming really, really hot in this blockchain industry, and even in the whole wide world. That's why this use cases has been kindly come to mature, that more people started to use IPFS to store their data on chain. And that's a very good kind of example. And speaking of this, who will take the lead in the future? It's still, I agree. It's kind of tricky questions. I agree with your opinions. I think it's totally true, because just not long ago, we got to have a lot of arguments, arguing whether future is going to be like a one chain world, or there will be multiple chains coexisting, in the whole wide world. And still, there's no answer to it. And until now, we think maybe one chain world is not kind of a realistic thing. Like a world full of different chains with different utilities and have different use cases and different layers might seems like the future that we will live through. So yeah, I totally agree. So it's a very good answers to this question. I think the only thing we can do, probably we cannot predict. As time goes by, we probably can know a little bit what the technology, the kind of technology will lead us to. But the more we can do is just to sit and wait, and till that day comes, we never know what's for sure. All right, so before end of the session, I want to know if there's anyone here, if any of our audience want to ask any questions. If you have any doubts for 4EVERLAND, if you have any questions for Bell, you can just you can raise your hand. You can request to speak. If there's any, I can put you to speak. All right, is there anyone? If anyone has any questions? All right. All right, it's fine. That's great. Oh, I see a request. There you go, Hazel. Yes. Let's wait a minute. Connecting.
Hi, Val. Hey,
Hello?
guys, can you hear me?
Hello, Hazel, are you there?
Hi, guys. My name is Hazel, and hi, Val. I've been listening to this Twitter space, and I am interested in your MSP program. You mentioned that it's a 3 month program with a final winner selected each month. Is it right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Would you like to share about the price, like how it's been distributed? I'm very interested about it.
You mean the price that would be
price pool, and for each month, is it separated evenly in every month, or is it like you get earlier, you get more? What's the rules of it?
No, it's distributed evenly. So about price, about like the resources and about the funds that we are providing to the winners is actually it equals to 15K of dollars actually. So these are the bonuses, vouchers, all the stuff, resources, which are distributed among 3 projects. So yes. So 3 months, 3 projects,
Okay.
3 winners.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if we need more time. So
no.
Yeah, sure, cool. And then you just I have another question. You just mentioned that the program is selected, like new project is for selecting new project and something new. Does it have to be like a completely new project?
Yeah, I mean, there was a question which was preferable for us, like what kind of projects are the most interesting. No, of course, we do. Of course, if you have like a project which is cool, which is promising, but maybe it's not not bringing something extremely new to the industry is okay. Is absolutely okay. The reason why I was saying that bring something new is because just there was a question. Is maybe I understood it wrong, but it seems that what kind of project is the most preferable, or just what kind of project is the most interesting, or something like that. So yeah, so those who are bring something new is always interesting to deal with them, to work with them, to see the way of their thinking, but it's completely okay to work with projects with some concept that already exist. It's absolutely okay. So no worries in this. You're warmly welcome to send your project, and yeah. So it would be interesting to look at what you guys are building.
Okay, cool. I see. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, due to the time limit, I guess we only take one question. That's enough. It's actually 2 questions. So once again, thank you very much, Val, for being here tonight. And I believe your detailed answers must be a good response to many of our doubts. And any Web3 builders interested in what 4EVERLAND is building, and of course the project they're building right now, or you guys also want to be involved, don't hesitate to contact them. You can contact Val, you can contact 4EVERLAND. They are really interested in looking into what you're building, as they said. So all right, so that's everything for tonight. A great thanks to 4EVERLAND, to Mr. Val, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday at the same time. So, and once again, this whole AMA will be recorded, and you can, whenever you have time, you can access to have for listening to this live session. And also you can check our broadcast across platform on Bilibili, on YouTube. We will upload it tomorrow on YouTube. So yeah, that's everything for today. Thank you so much, Mr. Val, and probably let's call it a day.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming here. Thank you for listening us and excuse us for these technical issues that happened in the beginning of this session. So it's a big pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting us. So Justin, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much. So we're actually looking forward to future collaboration with 4EVERLAND.
Yeah, for sure. We are also excited about it.
Yeah. All right. See you guys, and let's bye for now.
Yeah, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.